Ben, from your point of view, from an advisor point of view, what are the core sustainability issues that you're factoring in and that you see being an issue in the coming 5 years?
Yeah, well, when I started my environmental career 20 years ago, it was all about direct emissions, so how much you were polluting soil and groundwater, what permits you had for your air emissions and what have you. And I guess in the last 2 to 3 years, it's been phenomenally rapid. You know, you've had Greta Thunberg, you've had Extinction Rebellion, you've had Donald Trump doing his thing with Paris, or not doing his thing with Paris. You've had Westminster declaring a climate change emergency, and it's become a board level issue. CEOs really care about it because stakeholders are bothering them. You know, people want to, to attract staff, you have to have a good environmental story because grads don't want to work for oil majors. You know. Organisations out there, Client Earth is a phenomenal environmental organisation, 40 or 50 lawyers who operate. They've brought 3 judicial review cases against the British government in relation to air quality. Dave Gilmour, the Pink Floyd guitarist, auctioned his guitars recently, raised $20 million and gave it all to Client Earth and said, go and do great things. So now they're looking at plastics. And they've said they're going to go through every large corporate annual report and they're going to look for plastics. And if plastics aren't mentioned in there in terms of what you use, what you manufacture, how you use plastics, and describe in detail the adverse environmental impacts on the environment and human health, they're going to come and knock at your door and ask you why not. We've seen the Royal Shakespeare Company last month ditched its sponsor BP because it didn't really feel that it aligned. The University of York has declared that it has divested all of its investments in fossil fuels, again because of student stakeholder pressure. So stakeholders are pushing this far quicker than regulation. And where that will go, it's really hard to say, but plastics are absolutely front and centre in everyone's firing line. It's all we're talking about. It doesn't take a stretch of the imagination to think in 3, 5, 10 years' time we will have some pretty damning judicial commentary. And not least because Westminster's made this climate change declaration and no one really knows what that means. But how can you have declared a climate change emergency and then still be permitting industrial facilities and all this kind of stuff? It's possibly hypocritical.